Imagine you're walking in Kyoto. Old wooden temples stand tall, reaching for the sky. Their pretty lines tell stories of hundreds of years. The air feels calm and full of old stories. You'll notice the dark wood of these buildings, worn by time, sun, and rain. These buildings aren't just places to stay out of the weather. They are amazing pieces of art, made with skills passed down for a very long time. They whisper stories of hard work and art. Their big wooden pieces show a deep love for nature and what people can make, and they show how carefully people worked. This wonderful way of working with wood is often because of Sashimono. Sashimono is an old Japanese way to join pieces of wood. It doesn't use nails or screws, gap 2S. Instead, it uses special joints that are cut very carefully to fit together. It's like a tricky wooden puzzle, where every piece fits just right. This skill makes strong and pretty furniture and buildings. Their beauty comes from the wood and how good the maker is. It's a quiet kind of art. It needs you to be patient and really understand the wood. Sashimono started in Japan a long time ago, many hundreds of years. It grew along with the country's amazing ways of building things. Building Buddhist temples and Shinto shrines, and also fancy homes for rich people and samurai warriors, needed really good wood skills. The workers got better and better at their skills over many years, passing their secrets from teacher to student. Because they worked so hard, Sashimono became a very special kind of art. It shows a strong connection to the past and always trying to do the very best work. This tells us what is important in Japanese culture. Sashimono is a very important part of Japanese life, like a special pattern in a blanket. It shows important ideas like things fitting together just right, being super careful, and really respecting things from nature, like wood. The woodworker doesn't just cut the wood, they kind of listen to it. They understand the lines in the wood, how strong it is, and what it can do. This way of thinking helps them make things that work well, and also look pretty in a quiet, simple way. These things show how much Japanese people like things that are made to last, look even better as they get older, and are made by people's hands. The most important part of Sashimono is its special wood connections, called joints. That's what makes Sashimono so special. The woodworkers make these joints using only wood. In old-style Sashimono, they don't use any metal nails, screws, or anything to hold it together. It's strong because the wood pieces fit together so well. This way of working needs to be super exact. Even a tiny mistake can ruin the whole thing. The joints are made to be very tight, and they often get even tighter as time goes by, and the wood gets used to its shape. This shows how clever the woodworkers were a long time ago. One of the most common and simple joints is called a mortise-and-tenon. Think about making a hole with a perfect shape in a piece of wood. This hole is the mortise. It has to be cut super carefully. Its sides have to be straight and its corners have to be sharp. The woodworker uses special tools like chisels and marking tools, slowly cutting away tiny bits of wood. They do this very slowly and carefully. The mortise isn't just a hole. It's like a special spot, waiting for another piece to fit into it perfectly. Ready to join together, super strong. Next, on another piece of wood, they make a part that sticks out. This is called the tenon. It's made to fit perfectly into that mortise hole. It has to be exactly the same size as the mortise. If it's too loose, the connection will be weak. If it's too tight, the wood could break when they put it together, or when the weather changes. Making the tenon needs just as much skill as making the mortise. The woodworker uses special saws and smoothers, working very carefully and checking how it fits over and over. This careful work makes sure the connection will be strong for a long time. When the tenon goes into the mortise, it's like magic. A good Sashimono joint fits together with a nice smooth push. Sometimes they use a wooden hammer to tap it in gently. Once it's together, the joint is super strong. It can handle being pushed or pulled. Some Sashimono joints are very fancy and almost hidden. Others are left out where you can see them to show off how good the woodworker is. Being this exact isn't just to look good. It's really important so the thing they make will last a long time and stay strong. If you look at old Sashimono and new furniture, you'll see they are very different. Lots of new furniture is made to be put together fast and not cost too much. It often uses stuff like particle board, which is like wood dust pressed together, and nails, screws, and strong glue. This is good for making many things quickly. But these things might not last a very long time. But Sashimono is a slower, more careful way to make things. The most important things are good wood and joints that fit perfectly. Every piece is made to last for many, many years, not just a little while. It's made to last so long that maybe your grandkids could use it. Sashimono is strong because the woodworkers really know wood. They pick their wood very carefully. They look at the lines in the wood, how old the tree was, and how the wood will change as time goes by. The joints themselves are made to let the wood get a tiny bit bigger or smaller, which wood naturally does. Wood kind of breathes when the air gets wet or dry, or when it gets hot or cold. Sashimono joints allow this little bit of movement. This helps stop the wood from cracking or the joints from getting too loose. This smart way of letting the wood move a little is a big reason why old temples and old furniture have stayed around for so long. Things made with Sashimono are famous for lasting a super long time. Temples that were built hundreds of years ago are still standing strong in Japan today. Old wooden chests called tansu, made with Sashimono, are like special treasures. They have been through earthquakes, all kinds of weather, and people using them every day. They last so long because they were made so carefully and with smart ideas. Since there are no metal bits, the joints don't get weak from rust. The strength comes from the wood and the way it's put together. This makes things that can last almost forever. Lots of woodworking today tries to make wood stay perfectly still, fighting how wood naturally wants to be. Glue makes a very stiff connection, and metal things like screws can pull on the wood when it tries to move a little. But Sashimono works the wood, like friends. The joints that fit together can have a tiny bit of wiggle room. This is important because it lets the wood be flexible. It means if something pushes or pulls on it, the force spreads out instead of hitting one weak spot. This idea of working with nature, not fighting it, is what makes Sashimono so strong for so long. It makes it look good forever and shows what real quality is. The old ideas of Sashimono are becoming popular again in new designs today. People who build houses and make furniture all over the world like how pretty and real it feels. They like that it's honest about the wood and has such smart joints. Designers today really like the simple, clean look that Sashimono often has. They think it's beautiful to show how something is put together. This old way of making things is a good change from stuff made in big factories that we just throw away. In our busy world, people want good quality, things that last, and a connection to old skills. You can see how Sashimono has inspired today's simple furniture. Clean lines and joints that you can see are very popular. Designers are trying to use these old Japanese skills for how we live now. They might use different kinds of wood or mix Sashimono with new stuff in cool ways. But they still focus on being very careful and showing how beautiful the wood is. These new things often feel peaceful and look like someone really thought about how to make them. They bring together old art and what we need today, making art that you can actually use. How pretty a well-made joint looks is really important. In lots of things made today, the joints are hidden away. People think they are just there to do a job, not something to look at and like. Sashimono says, no, that's not right. The joints are often shown off as a cool part of the design. They tell a story about how the thing was made. They show how skilled the maker is. This idea of being open and honest is something people like today. People are starting to care about seeing the skill, and they want things in their homes that are real and made well. Sashimono teaches us good things about making stuff that's good for our earth. When things are made to last, we throw away less. Furniture made this way lasts a long, long time, so you don't have to buy new stuff as much. Using natural things like wood, which can grow back, is also good. By using Sashimono ideas, designers today can make things that are pretty and useful and also good for our planet. This old skill keeps giving us great ideas. It shows that really good design can last forever and help us make things and live in a better, more careful way. Do you like how pretty Sashimono is and how carefully it's made? Learning this old skill can be a really fun adventure. It connects you to a long, wonderful story of how people make things. It teaches you to be patient, to look closely at tiny details, and to really care about wood. It takes many years of practice to get really good at Sashimono, but anyone can start learning the simple parts. The main thing is to be curious and want to learn. It can be tricky, but it feels so good to make something pretty that will last a long time with your own hands. A good place to begin is to learn about wood itself. Different kinds of wood are, well, different. Learn about the lines in the wood, called grain. Learn if it's heavy or light, and how wood changes when the air is wet or dry. Watch how wood moves and changes. Knowing these things is super important for choosing the right wood for what you want to make. It also helps you guess what the wood will do when you start working on it. There are lots of books and websites that can help you learn about wood. Just spending time touching wood and looking at it is really good if you want to learn how to work with wood. Next, you might want to get a few simple Japanese hand tools. You don't need a whole bunch of tools to start. A good Japanese saw is really important. Maybe one called a ryoba or a dozuki. These saws cut when you pull them towards you. This helps you cut straighter and make a thinner cut. You'll also need sharp chisels to carve out the joints. Japanese hand smoothers, called kana, are used to make the wood smooth and to make tiny changes. Learning how to make your tools sharp and take care of them is another skill to learn. It's super important for doing good woodworking. If you get good tools and take care of them, they will last a long time and help you a lot. Last, find ways to learn and be patient with yourself. There are good books and online videos about Japanese woodworking. Sometimes there are even classes you can take. Learning from someone who has done it for a long time can help a lot. Start with easy projects and simple joints. Practice marking your wood carefully and cutting carefully. Don't feel bad if you make mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. Sashimono is something where if you are patient and keep trying, you'll get good at it. Enjoy taking your time to make things with care. Have fun getting better little by little.